Okay, so my hydraulic dummy light does not come on. The reason being it's either the sending unit, the light, or the wiring in between the sending unit and the light, or it's that assembly. But first what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my jumper wires and I'm going to ground the wire that is connected to the sending unit. Okay, I have my jumper wire hooked up from the tractor to the wire going to the sending unit. I'm going to turn the key on, and there is no light there. So maybe it's just a burnt bulb, but actually I have no lights at all. So we'll see. So why I ground the wire to the sending unit is because that's kind of what the sending unit does, is when you turn the key on, the sending unit is grounded to the tractor. Once you fire up the tractor and you get that lubrication pressure flowing, that breaks the current in between the sending unit and the tractor. I believe it should be all the way over to the left, which would be correct. So to get these bulbs out, you got to go to the back side. And the bulb looks good. So now what I'm going to do is get out my test light and make sure I have power going to my light. Alright, I've had my test light out for several minutes here. I'm testing power to this gauge, and I don't think it is getting the power that it is supposed to have, because here's where my oil light goes. I do not have any power there with the key on. And actually I don't have power anywhere except for one terminal up here. I got power there. I actually did have that one on, but we're missing that one on. But anyway, I definitely want my oil light to work, and I don't have power there, and I need to get power to there. So I would absolutely like to have a schematic of the terminal that I'm after. I'd like to have a schematic of where it's getting its power, or where it's supposed to be. I mean, I know it's supposed to be from here, but well, I think anyway. I don't know. And I'm wondering why not. We've got fuses and BS down here. We'll do some testing. Okay, so I did see on this kick panel here, they have the fuses labeled 1, 2, 3, 4. The number 1 says gauge. So I looked at that fuse. The wire coming off of it is dark blue. And up here, the only hot wire I do have is dark blue right here. So my hunch is that this is getting sufficient power. Maybe this whole unit is giving me the issues. Okay, I made sure all my terminals were clean and all of that, and I got a new cluster, or a used cluster. So I have 2 clusters hooked up to one tractor, if you can wrap your head around that. But anyway, I hooked this new used cluster up, and just like I thought, there's supposed to be power there. So yeah, we got a bad cluster. So I'm going to fully swap this cluster over. And let's see if we can get that darn oil light to work. I'm not going to jinx myself and say that it's just going to work or anything right out of the gate. Usually things like this could kick you in the balls for a little bit. Hey. It's working. But yeah, to test your oil light and sending unit, the best thing to do is, I'm watching the chickens out there. The best thing to do is to take the wire off of your sending unit, ground it to the tractor. If the light does not come on, that would mean that it probably eliminates your sending unit from being faulty. Next, I would check the light bulb. I would make sure the light bulb is good. And if the light bulb is good, make sure your light is getting power. If your light is getting power and your wire is grounded, the light should come on. Simply as that is. If the light stays on all of the time, it could be that your wire from your light to your sending unit is rotted out or something and grounding to the tractor. Or it could just be a faulty sending unit. So okay, now let's do a little test to make sure that the dump valve is adjusted correctly. We'll put her in low gear. We'll let the clutch out. Oh, the light goes out right when the tractor is moving. That is perfect. So when the light's on, the dump valve is dumping pressure. Right before the tractor starts moving, we don't want the dump valve to dump pressure. We want the dump valve to engage pressure. Engage the clutch packs of the TA right when the main engine clutch is engaging. So we want the engine clutch and the TA clutches to be in time with each other, and that's what this light can tell us that. That's one of the reasons also why they call it a tell light, because it tells you things. They also call it a dummy light because people don't, I don't know, because it's a dummy. I think they call it a dummy light because it tells you only so many things. Okay, we're going to get this gauge fully functional and operational, and yeah, we'll be ready for the parade before we know it. So, well on my way to making sure all these gauges work and all the lights work. I can fire it up, I know my oil pressure is working, I can fire it up, I know my voltage is working, I can turn the key, I know my sending units are working, and the gauges. The tractor is not hot, but I do know one of these terminals, that one, is connected to the gauge, so I'm just grounding it out. I know that is working now. So yeah, we're gonna put her in. Also, by the way, these special light bulbs, they're not that special. Just don't lose that part.